Morning all, it's 9:52 on Monday the 24th of June. Hang on, let me check. I'm quite bad at facts and figures and truth and information. There we go, yep, Monday the 24th of June, 2024. Yeah, let's go with that one. And that's Brightlingsea. I've just come through, just come through there. I actually have come through the spiky aluminium fence. There was a bit of a misunderstanding. I asked a member of staff and they pointed me to a gateway that led out to the footpath. They didn't seem cross, so that's good. I mean, yeah, it's nearly 10 o'clock and already I've had my faith in human nature completely restored. So, funny story, because it's not a holiday without funny stories. So basically I got up, drove to Clacton-on-Sea, which is about 17 miles that way, around the bay, around the headland there. Parked the car, got to the bus stop, bus is cancelled. So, but I'd gotten chatting to a bloke with a dog and a rucksack, who it turns out is also doing what I'm doing. I've had comments asking whether I'd seen anyone else do this kind of thing, and generally no, but this time yes. So yeah, obviously he saw me in my my freelance park ranger outfit, and I saw him with his big old rucksack. He had a dog as well, so it's a spaniel of some sort. Setter, I'm not sure. Yeah, I got chatting to him, and apparently, yeah, he's doing the same thing I'm doing, but going the other way. So he was on his way to Brightlingsea, which is here, so that he could get the ferry across to West Mersey and continue on that way. He's obviously allowed to use ferries under his rules. I'm not, clearly. But yeah, we got chatting. Yeah, it's a decent bloke. We got exchanging tales of the adventure so far and the things ahead and so on. It's quite good to meet people going the other way, because you get to learn what they've learned. They learn from you. You're not just comparing the same old stories, you know. And yeah, our bus was cancelled, so in the end I suggested, well, we could go halves on a taxi or something, and so we did, yeah. And then he offered to pay the whole thing, so that was good. So yeah, he's doing it for charity, which I'm not, but was it OCA3K.com, www.oca3k.com. He had a little card, business card typey thing with a QR code on it, just to show where his thing is. I'm going to donate some cash. I think ovarian cancer, I think he's walking for. But yeah, he was doing it hardcore. He's doing, you know, literally through hiking. You know, he doesn't go home at the end of a week or whatever. He's just been basically working his way around the coast full time, week after week after week. He's been doing it for a couple of years. He's already gone the other way from mine, heading up the England coast that side and down from Berwick. He's on his way around towards Southend and the Thames now, I imagine. I think he started in Bournemouth, so he's got pretty much the whole south coast to do, which to my mind is certainly easier going than much of what I've seen here so far. But yeah, no, it's good. And then we were chatting with the taxi driver as well. He was a bit of a keen local hiker as well, so, you know, all pals together. Yeah, it was about 30 quid the cab, which was quite generous of the chap to pick up. So I definitely need to bung his charity some cash when I get back to my computer at home. Anyway, so yeah, I'm feeling like, and then yeah, I got lost in that boatyard, and it turned out that was fine. And here's the way to the path, says the local bloke who worked there. So he was kind as well. I got a funny feeling about today. Anyway, so today back to the car, which currently is waiting in Clacton-on-Sea, over there somewhere. 17 miles, I think, on foot so far. So I'm quite glad I didn't have to do another 3-mile Mr. Bus pickup today. That's quite good. So today's already going to be fairly, well, not grueling. I mean, it's going to be hot, 22 degrees, I think, according to the weather, later in the day. I've got water, and there's probably going to be quite a few pubs and things on the shorefront as we go. So basically, I need to go up this creek to the end and then come back down this creek. We can play another game of Where Was Tim Going to Camp if it hadn't all gone wrong a bit later, somewhere over there in the hedge. I'll show you as we go past. Then it's round Point Clear, which is what that is over there. There's a ferry from here to there, but I'm not allowed to do ferries, apparently, according to the king. And then round a big long sweep of dunes and wilderness, and then on to Jaywick, which we were talking about in the cab. Turns out most people have only heard of Jaywick for one thing, which was the savage XL bully attack that killed a woman who was looking after them in the owner's home, though, in that dog's actual home. It wasn't just a wild dog roaming free on the moors. So I keep my head down and trudge on, I'm probably fine. I mean, I'm not keen on dogs the best of times, although the dog with my new hiking friend there was very, very calm and considerate. Very thin as well, though, which I guess is healthy. I'm pretty sure that man wasn't abusing his dog, but if the dog's walking the coast path with him, which apparently it was, then yeah, I guess it loses a lot of excess fat. Yeah, so, and then on to Clacton itself, where there is a pier, and I've already been there this morning, and it's a very seaside town of the type. And then we'll see more of that when we get there. So that's today's plan anyway. And I'm going to take advantage of fortuitous transportation to and an early-ish start to crack on now and get some miles in. So I'll talk again soon. Just come from up there onto here. This is a bit of an inland detour. Although the creek I'm following is quite windy and will eventually end up here somewhere anyway, so I'm having to improvise with some inland roads and local footpaths and stuff. The path itself that I was following, based on my Google Space View, apparently there's a big warning sign saying this is a dead-end path and subject to tides, etc, etc, etc. And, you know, depending on my mood, I might sometimes otherwise have attempted it, but this early on what's going to be quite a long day, I want to just get there really alive. So, yep, sort of see the marshes there. So it just goes out and stops, apparently. Possibly looking at a collapsed seawall or something. Those can be exciting, but for now, let's just try this. I think it reconnects with where I would have been further up. Cuts a small chunk off the actual shoreline, but if that's not even a viable path, then this will do. I set the rules and I say this counts. Yeah, got the sunblock on, but already starting to sweat it off. God, this is pretty much suicide for grass pollen, hay fever sufferers doing what I'm doing now. Shielded only by antihistamines, which I think broke down toward the end of yesterday, or wore off or whatever, because it started coming out with all sorts of blotches, but they seem to have gone away again now. And it's definitely an allergy. See a few of them there, maybe. My forehead was quite blotchy also. I think possibly when I reapplied the sunblock later in the day, I must have smooshed a load of pollen into my skin whilst doing so. Probably not helpful. Still, no hardship too great or something. Quite a lot of hardships are too great, but many of them aren't. So yeah, I think that's probably one of them. Monday morning. It's 10:10 now. I'm not expecting a lot of traffic around here, particularly since that's a no through road. I probably ought to check my map, make sure this is the one I thought I was going to follow. Yeah, because one of them does have a bridleway, I think, that connects out through, which may or may not be actually a footpath. I don't know. Back in a minute. This is pleasant. A little bit of inland detour. Look at all those lily pads. Water lily flowers up on there. This is someone's private land, but the footpath goes through it. I've seen signs. But yeah, splendid. Rural idyll. Better stop filming their house. I think I'll go off to the left. Back on track, I think. There's all creek bed and stuff, so I need to just follow the top of it here, really. Although this is a poorly frequented long grass summer environment, which might mean snakes. Probably a snake got that person. Sure, I had everything. What am I missing? Oh, shoe. I don't know. Yeah, and I've already been barked at this morning. Since last we spoke, woman out walking her dog. I say dog, it was like a cross between a Labrador and a Frisian cow. Enormous. I think if it stood on its hind legs, it would be as big as the person walking it, which is usually a bad sign. And it, you know, I don't know whether to be more reassured or worried when I see that they've got a rope, not a lead. Good thick caliber. And yes, it took exception, possibly to my hat again. I think dogs feel threatened by my hat. But anyway, all's well that end well. She managed to hang on for dear life and soothe it. Didn't even look like a Bully XL. Just very large, you know. I mean, I don't know. I just think if you can't physically overpower your pet, you shouldn't really be allowed it. Still, there we go. Excuse me. There's a bit of grass around here, I think. Onward. Just have to follow this around until it stops being on the north side of the creek and starts being on the south side. I'm aiming. I think that caravan park looks familiar from my space-based research. I think that's probably where I'm aiming at. That's the far end of this creek nonsense. Then I can start winding back again. It's good. Right, making progress. Hard going though. It's a path, only in name really. So people have been along it, not just me. Bent grass and slightly less grass in the middle bit. Don't see a lot of use though. Yeah, follow it all the way around to the far end of that. Then I can't go in there or along that shore because it's all private. So I have to go up to the main road at the back where those grey houses on the top of the hill are. And presumably then there's a road I can follow a long way. That's a country park which is public access, but it doesn't connect to the onward path. I think I need to follow a road that cuts the other side of that sand quarrying. And then I should be able to find a proper path that goes up over the hillside over there to my next place. Very extensive creek this one. I still don't even know what its name is. I should probably have to look it up, but quite a lot of forks and tributaries, making the whole early part of today quite windy. So once we get to the back to Brightlingsea, and well, Point Clear on the other side from Brightlingsea again, then it should be a good clean sweep all the way around to Clacton. Lengthy old day, but that's what the job is. Glad we got that taxi and didn't have to muck around with another additional 3 miles of hiking. Didn't really need that today. That's good. It's worrying me though. I mean, so far I'm 2 for 2 on days which the public transport didn't work out like I needed it to. So still got 2 more days of that to go. I mean, tomorrow I should probably just leave the car at the hotel, get a bus from there down to Clacton, then walk back up to Walton and slightly beyond, and then that's an extra 2 miles of walking back from the end of the day's progress to the car, to the hotel. I shouldn't need to use the car at all, considering my hotel is on the route, so that'll be easier. Then the day 4, the Harwich day, that's going to be tricky because I do need a bus for that one. It's quite a long one too, although not much windy and landy nonsense. So we'll see. It's about 30 quid the cab from Clacton to Brightlingsea, so that's the kind of penalty I have to pay if I get it all wrong. But I suppose, at the end of the day I can always just call a cab and have a man drive me from one place to another, or woman, and then pay them handsomely for the privilege. 30 quid for 15 miles, I suppose it seems. So not ideal, but there's always an option, there's always something. Right, let's go in and around that, see where we end up. Right, bit of road to trudge along now. So it looks like it's got a footpath. I mean, there's a holiday caravan park to the right, so there should be some access for pedestrians. Okay, let's head down, trudge on. 11:23. Have to keep an eye out for a pub or something on the way if I find anything. Yeah, footpaths are gone. There's a bit of a verge I can use. Bit of a reminder how dangerous this can be. It's for 2022. Yeah, not very old at all. Probably something to do with this dangerous looking junction. It's on a bit of a blind bend, and then of course there's that. Anyway, I'm going to try and not follow along the footsteps there. Follow these footsteps instead. There's a country park on the right, so if I can just get a bit further around, there should be a way to cut into there and then use that for some of the distance. That should be good. It's not all glamour on the England coast path. Good. Shan't die out there today, although... it's bad when they've actually put a sign up. It's fairly recent too. Okay, well, I'll just be loud, watch my step. Not my first rodeo. Pleasant meadow. A hilltop thing there, space. There's some exercise bar trail thing around the outside. I'm already getting enough exercise, I think. Although there are these. So a bit of a giveaway. Basically says to me that this is probably ex-landfill, an abandoned quarry or some such. Whatever's underneath here needs venting, basically. It's what those blue things are for. Often see them on reclaimed landfill sites. Stops methane build-up. Pockets of the stuff catching fire underneath and then burning for weeks and weeks. I don't know, I'm not sure the history of this particular place. Another one over there, look. This is obviously not always been this kind of wild meadow hedgerow stuff. All that there doesn't look very old, to be honest. Like a decade old perhaps, 20 years. It's that sort of scrappy hawthorn stuff that grows on these kinds of abandoned sites. Oh, it's good that it's been reclaimed and is reused. Approve. Let's get through the far end of here somehow into another lane. Let's see what we can find. No sign of any adders so far. More of a danger to curious dogs than hikers. To be honest, I've been stomping through earthwork, seawall, grassland that's far less frequented than this stuff. Much more likely to find adders there. I'm going to get a bit pestered by dogs running around and barking all over the place. Let's work out where this is and what's next. Yeah, this looks promising. A way out. Thought I'd be going around here forever. No adders. They're very elusive creatures, very rare. I was quite lucky to almost step on that one that other time. Well, luck's relative. Alright, so through here and then a right, which takes me down to some sort of bridleway, I think. That's the hope. Yeah, a bit briary, but getting used to that today. A lot of summer growth and low maintenance. There we go. So this takes me down to a bridleway along the bottom, which then should start to take me to the left, which then I can follow to St Ostith, where there's another dam over a creek, and then I can start working my way back towards the main river. It's that kind of week, really. Okay. Dusty route. Okay. There, cross over this. This is all quarry stuff around here. It's sand, from what I can see. It's in quite a few of the places doing it. It seems counterproductive, to be honest, considering that most of this region of the country is in danger of being eaten by the sea because it's made of sand. Surely you'd want to bring more sand here and pile it up, not dig it out and take it away to people's driveways and gravels and such in the home counties. Still, I'm just visiting. Down there, looks good. Okay. Howlands Marsh Nature Reserve. We're looking at summer. Reed warblers and barn owls. Yeah. So not seen much of anything, to be honest. I'm too loud. Blackbird here and there. Distant sheep. Cows maybe. White cows. There's cows over there. Managed grazing, I guess. Yeah, big old bird hide. Where do I go from here? Possibly straight on? Not sure. No seawall access at this point, but that's fine. This is near enough. I think it's Brightlingsea still. It's been one of those days. Getting nearer, not further away. Peak summer. I think this is me. I better check my map there, don't get lost. Yeah, that's St Ostith. I think that's how you pronounce it, Osith. Don't know, never know, always get it wrong. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything that looks like a pub up there, but that's fine, we'll keep going anyway. This is some sort of water sports park. They have a cafe. Oh, that's saying closed shutters, right? Not many people bouncing around there. It's a Monday at lunchtime, so anyway, this dam I'm going to cross puts me finally on the correct side of the creek, so I will then take a right at the end and work my way down to Point Clear, which isn't too far now, and I'm definitely going to need a pub when we get there because it's definitely lemonade o'clock. Oh yeah, footpath carried on the other side, right? Yeah, that's all closed. That's a shame. That's alright. Head down, trudge on, still got loads of water, so I'm alright. We've got to about 23 today, so yeah, be careful with the water and lemonade often. But yeah, that's so inviting, isn't it? That's less so inviting. Pretty wild along here. Did see a footpath sign, but I keep seeing these occasional gates leading to immaculately mown, very, very long lawns. Must be near something civilised. Alright, let's to be coming up on a bunch of holiday parks soon, because that's where I was thinking of dropping the tent night 5 on my previous trip. Not quite here, but a bit further up. Certainly not going to get disturbed by a lot of walkers, that's for sure. I think I got there actually. Let's have a look. Yeah, this was it. Had my eye on that actually, but there's a security lamp shining directly on it. Play a little camera. Somewhere along here anyway. So the idea being that it was only going to be about 10 miles from here to the station at Clacton, and that would have been a good day 6. Get back to the station early, get on the train and go home, you know. But things change. The camera on that one. See, they have troubles along here. Not me, no tent. Just a day tripper, me. Private. Yes. And obviously we don't camp on that side of a sea wall for good reasons. Yeah, I was going to try something like that, but obviously people have tried that before, or been thought of before. I think that's not private. I'd stick it there in front of that gate probably, be gone in the morning. Still, a problem I don't have to deal with now. So onward this way, so very shortly up ahead we enter holiday park territory, where I'm hoping I can get some lemonade, maybe take a small half-hour lunch break or something. Don't really know how I'm doing for time. I mean, the car parking ticket runs out at 6 o'clock, but I get the impression that you just didn't have to pay after 6, rather than your car will be turned into a 1-foot cube of metal after 6 o'clock. So not too worried. It's quite difficult to judge distance on all this in and out creaky stuff. But when we get to Point Clear, I'll have functionally done about 300 metres worth of distance today. But this is the last one of these for, well, certainly this week anyway, for a while. There's a bit of chop around Harwich, but that's a massive sort of round detour anyway. So in between Walton and Harwich. But certainly between Point Clear at the end of here and Walton on the Naze, it's a good straight, clean beach run. Hopefully with big promenade footpaths, but we'll see. For now, just going to concentrate on the next bit. Golf course. Yeah, somewhere down there would have done. These seawalls do provide excellent camping opportunities, if you don't mind the adders, which are very few and far between, to be honest. I mean, those tracks along the base are generally for maintenance access and are very infrequently used. And they're often quite flat. Particularly where there's a bend or a curve. A right-angled curve in the seawall usually leaves a sort of crescent moon-shaped flat bit at the base, which is very good for putting a tent on. Yeah, golf course. Not many on there today. All but worth, I guess. I don't know. A lot of retirees do golf. Right, where am I now? It's a holiday park, yeah, came past that. See, I've done a lot of distance, it's all been a massive great loop. There's Brightlingsea. Yeah, okay, good. Right, keep at it. All my strength remains. And I can sit down in a bar somewhere and have a couple of lemonades and some crisps before tackling the remainder, probably the remaining half now. I'd say at half. Point Clear is probably halfway for the day when you take all this into account. Yeah, good. Glorious day. Although I'm glad I don't have my big bag today. Do you mind? I'm having a tranquil moment here. Thank you. Much appreciated. The Brightlingsea from the other side. Glittering mountain of scrap metal there. So this must be Point Clear. I can see about 3 rows of houses over the sea, the other side, the actual sea, the North Sea. So I just need to go around the end of here, it's like a loop, come back down the other side, and then we're away onto the final and main stretch of the day's activity. And I'm hoping there's going to be a pub somewhere on the end of here. Seems like a good place to have one. And it's definitely past lunchtime now, so it should be good for a bit of a stop. So we can see, oh, is that Bradwell Power Station? Oh God, you see that gap between the... Yeah. Wow, I suppose we'll see that again in better detail on the other side. I was there around Christmas time, it was December we came past there. Oh, there we go. I wish I'd measured the sub-stages, to be honest, but I don't really know how far that was, but that's where I started today. Just the other side by the big black and white building. And done all of that. Flag Creek, I think it's called, or Brightlingsea Creek, depending which part of it. Quite obstructive, and look, there's a ferry there. You can get from that side to over here somewhere. Not quite sure where it runs to. Maybe it's tidal. It's clearly a place for launching boats. And there's the Brightlingsea beach huts and Lido. That Daymark Tower. That's Mersey. Country path on the end. That's where my acquaintance of this morning had gone to with his dog. I did warn him about the broken seawall on the south face there, so hopefully he timed that right. I think he was trying to get to West Mersey, and then I think he was going to get a bus up to Colchester for the night. I think he was doing some kind of a lot more selective path rather than the very literal attempt I'm doing. But hey, that's all right. That's sensible even. We'll set our own rules. But it's yeah, I did wonder why he was catching a bus from Clacton to Brightlingsea as well. Because if he was literally doing the coast from Clacton, he'd be doing this stage here, but coming the other way today. I guess he decided not to do this bit, and I can't say I blame him. That creek was not the best. No, it's fine, you set your own rules. It's good. Alright then, so I'm going to head this way and see if I can find a beach bar of some sort. Definitely deserve a bit of a lunch break now. I think it's, oh gosh, look at that, 23 past 1. So, days are wasting. Mind you, I must have done more than halfway then if the measurements are 17 miles and started at 9:45. I rarely do less than 2 miles an hour. Usually around 2.5 generally. Alright, let's see what we can find in this area. Yeah. Old Martello Tower, coastal defence, Second World War. I don't know, maybe earlier. I think the design's earlier, but it would have been built up and used during the Second World War probably. Yes. I think I've ever seen quite so many England flags all in one place. Although, to be fair, we are in the middle of the Euro football thing, so, you know, not necessarily a bad sign of ultra-right nationalism. Right, back up onto the path and away. Back about 7 miles to go now, I think. And here we go. I'd call that the sea, pretty much. The mouth of the Colne, I suppose, but very wide. Mersey Island there, and in the distance, Bradwell Power Station. See the Dengie Marshes wind turbines to the south of it. Burnham-on-Crouch somewhere over there. Not sure you can see Shoebury Nest from here, and if you could, I'd be quite cross and annoyed, because, you know, even here, I think we're still less than 50 miles from Southend-on-Sea. Still, look at this. We are on the sea again. I'm going to stay with this till Harwich, to be honest. A bit of marshes to do north of the Naze, but on the whole, this is it. Back on the coast. Fantastic. Bit of jiggery-pokery to get out of this area, set the point clear onto the path heading south, and some of that's islands that you can't get to anyway, but no, this is great. Finally free of this particular cluster of rivers. Got more to do in the weeks ahead, but the rest of this week, certainly, it's just coastal cruising. Happy Tim. Also, I've had 2 pints of lemonade. Scared the crap out of that barmaid. She was stacking glasses with her back to me. I don't know. I don't think I'm that particularly that stealthy. I'm quite large, quite obtrusive. Mind you, I keep scaring the hell out of the office manager at work as well, the same way. Maybe some people are just very self-absorbed today. I don't make a lot of noise. I don't announce my presence generally. I just stand there, wait, and they turn and I just smile, apologise. Look over there, that's sea lions. I'm going to come back in zoom mode, hang on a minute. Are they just rocks? They're just rocks. Okay. Fair enough. Can't see everything, not every trip, you know. Baby nautilus shell there, washed up. Only a small one. They molt. Blimey, that was touch and go. It's a very, very residential cul-de-sac up there, and I nearly didn't see this turn. This looked like it just went to some houses, but, well, it does. But it also goes here, which is what I was after. Whew, right, that was the last worrying bit. This path here should take me all the way to Clacton now if I follow it. Along the salt marshes, around the end, and then off to the left. Good stuff. It's getting quite hot. Reapplied the suntan stuff. Let's hope that's going to do the job. I had 2 pints of lemonade recently, and I've still got at least a litre and a bit of water. So yeah, I should be right. It's only 6 miles or so, probably about 4 till I start hitting, you know, beach stuff again. So head down, trudge on, enjoy the wide open flatness again. Kind of missed it. Okay, here we go. Someone's done the right number on here. Local farmer, environment agency, don't know. Well-meaning Rotarians. I mean, these are still part of Essex's sea defences, so I suppose the environment agency have a kind of remit here. That's them you see on all of those weird metal steps you keep coming across along here that they do not use. Build a chain across them, that's so they can access sluices and things for maintenance if they need to, I suppose. Probably a local farmer. Doing his bit to keep the path clear. This is where the path is, under here somewhere. It was certainly easier going, yeah. But even easier going if they'd have scraped and baled it all up for straw. Maybe that's it, maybe they'll come along and gather it all up for a winter feed for cattle. Bit of free pasture. No one's going to mind or miss it. See what it's like otherwise. Pretty hard going, so I'm not complaining. This is good. Although, yeah, I don't know, it's like a week or two ago, I suppose. Still see track marks in there, some sort of tractor or quad bike or something. Something that takes does not take no for an answer when it comes to these knotty, stalky things. Just utterly shredded. Obviously, all wildlife would have gotten out of the way in time when they heard it coming, that's for sure. Probably not coming back anytime soon either. So, a good super highway for me. I'm just going to follow on round, probably down to the end. I don't know how far, I don't know which these little houses are on the end, if any. Whether I get to go to the very end or... I don't know, I just follow this path. Some of that is inaccessible, though, sort of salt marsh, but also there's like a couple of small islands out there that I don't think we get on top of. So that's fine. Yeah, most of the way to the end then before we turn left. Then we'll be on the North Sea coast proper, facing east. This is facing south still at the moment. Still sort of heading down the Colne, but more or less in the sea now. It's good. Not too worried about the time. I get there when I get there. I doubt the car park's going to shut. I think I'll just get my car and go if I'm there after 6. Shouldn't be too much after that though. What time is it now? 2:30, and I think I've got about 7 miles to go. We'll see. I could smell a familiar aroma on the wind. Sewage treatment works. Needs doing. I don't know, I mean, does the water, once it's been treated, end up in here? Or is that just the overspill? Either way, I'm not sure I'd want to drink out of that. It's all the same. I've seen blips, bubbles, rings, ripples and stuff. I don't know if that's fish or just methane bubbling up from the mud at the bottom. Could be clean enough for fish. Yeah. Yeah, and whoever did this managed to catch a snake. I spotted several pieces of a snake of some sort. I couldn't tell what sort because it had decomposed a fair bit. But yeah, there was definitely a big slash cut through them. I'll spare you the gruesome visuals because I didn't think that would be suitable for YouTube. But yeah, so not everything got clear of the blades when this came through. Not sure how I feel about it now. Kind of ambivalent to snakes on the whole, you know. I agree they should exist. It's good that they do, but they're a personal hazard in my own adventuring. But yes, I don't imagine they deserve to be ceremonially mowed. In fact, that's against the law if it was an adder, because you're supposed to not harm them. They've got legal protection. Oh well, whatever. Casualties of war and stuff. So, carrying on down to the end and then turn left. So I think over behind the sewage works on the distance there's white blocks. So you can see a that might be Seawick. I think Seawick, I think it's called. It's like a largely caravan-y, parky sort of thing. I'll have to go down the end and come back to the left along the horizon. That'll be the first bit of civilization I'll hit, I think, after here. So yeah, let's head down, trudge on. Oh, wow, respite. Yes, that moan stuff stopped pretty much directly after the sewage plant, which makes me think the sewage workers might have done it. Oh, good for snakes, but not good for me. I had to machete my way through some of that. I kid. Machetes are frowned on in British society these days. Yeah, and then look, sudden concrete bit with a nice little pavement. I'll make the most of that while it's here. That's like a little island with a bird hide on there. I'm not sure what that black building is. Old whaling shed, maybe. It's got poles leading to it, telegraph poles. Yeah, a bunch of very much on the edge, off the grid type housing there, although they are on the grid because they've got electricity and phone lines by the looks of it. And they've got about 20 years of sea level, I think. They're already on the salt marsh. This is the sea defence and I'm the other side of it from them, so that's going to be interesting. See what happens to those in the medium to short term. A couple more well defended houses there in the middle of nowhere, farms and stuff I expect. Feels like the end of the world, edge of the world certainly. Big concretey wooden, I don't know, is that like a modern, I don't look at that's like a modern art house or a some sort of Cold War early warning for outpost. Guess if I keep walking we'll find out. Good, we're definitely turning the corner now. It's pretty much facing east now, out that way. So we'll be heading north up to Seawick next. Slowly by the looks of things. Right, both hands. Talk to you again soon. Yeah. Look at the person. Not abandoned. That one's weird. A concrete thing on 3 metal legs. Ready for when the flood comes, I suppose. Some of these less so. I mean, we don't really have much of a culture in this country of going into the hills, building a big compound and stocking up with guns and tin food, but I imagine if we did, it would look something like this. So I shan't be knocking on any doors and introducing myself. I'll leave that for Michael Portillo or Simon Reeve. Mind you, this seems to have calmed down a bit now. A bit more grassy. Good. Wind farm out there. See more of that as we go. Yeah. I mean, there are worse places to live. Given sea rises and sea levels and sea defences, there are probably better places to live. Access road up over the seawall. No, it's already flooded a bit over there. Some more huts there. So I don't think any of these are Coast Guard or anything. I think they're just people. Private property and so on. People who obviously aren't that worried about long-term climate change and trend. Looks like I'm going that way, along the wall and then on the inside of this big salt marsh. But this is as good a place to sit and have a swig of water as any. Enjoy the tranquility that these people generally seem to like. It is tranquil, yeah. Probably a different story in, like, you know, October, November, December, North Sea storms and stuff. It's quite bleak. Still, I should be long gone by then. Maybe, I don't know. What with this hotel system and the car and all that, maybe I'll be trekking up north into November. Who knows? It's the sort of thing I do. Right, time for a sit. So over here will do. Yeah, this is moderately easy going. It's nice. It's obviously been used a lot more than the other side. Probably the people who live there come and go up here to the pub or something. A lot of this stuff though, very tough, wiry clumps of that, certainly thicker back there as well. Oilseed rape, I think, traditionally grown early in, yeah, you see those around May time, bright yellow flowers like this in fields all across the country. Seed plots. I don't know if this is like a wild variant or whether it is just escaped agricultural seeds that are just blown over from wherever. Very similar, I'm pretty sure that's what it is. It's not thorny or poisonous or anything, just whips a bit when you crash into it at a speed. Yeah, it's a beach over there. According to Google, that's a naturist beach over there. So I'm resisting the temptation to use my 20 times zoom for a bit of a perv. I'm just going to crack on. Coming up on Seawick now anyway. I could really go for an ice cream right now. Proper whippy one with a stick of chocolate in it. Yeah. Spill it everywhere. I mean, tubs is more sensible really, but you know, you've got to do the thing. So yes, I think I'm probably looking at 5:30 finish, which will be alright. I'm going to go out on the pier and have a quick look around, and then back to the car, and then I'll drive back up to my lodgings in Walton. And then tomorrow, just get a bus back to Clacton, walk back to Walton. It's all go. Something squeaking down there. I hear you. Snake squeak? Don't know, it's somewhere down there. Vole or something, I don't know. Be careful where I step. I'm not going to dig around looking any further, because he doesn't want to be seen. Oh, there it is. What is it? Don't zoom in a little more. Stop moving. It died. Playing possum. I think it's a dormouse. A vole or some such. See it? Obviously frightening it near half to death. And yeah, something very small, mouse shaped, squeaking away. Dormouse or a vole. Probably more worried about snakes than me, but alright, well, there we go. More nature. Oh, and what am I looking at here? Some sort of funnel web? Trapdoor, yeah, spider in the middle. Oh dear, arachnid alert. Now, some of my followers don't like spiders. Yeah, there's nature all along here. I should be careful not to tread on any of it. Right, hopefully that's the last wilds we'll need to deal with today. It should be promenading all the way back to the car. Well, we'll see. Ice cream shops are plenty also. The outlying holiday park. This is Seawick, this bit. Then there's Jaywick in the middle, and then Clacton-on-Sea beyond. It's all pretty analogous, I think. Analogous? I don't know. It all joins up in a line. That's what I mean. Good. Yeah, still probably got about 4 miles to go, but that's okay. Should be 4 easy-going miles with plenty of goods and services nearby. Massive. There we go, you don't see a boom, there they go, a murmuration. Go on, bugger off starlings, I'm coming through. I think they're starlings. Gone too quickly for me to zoom on one. Yeah, and you. Yeah, good. Yeah. I think Seawick is pretty much just holiday parks, as far as the mind can imagine. Up to Skelter Slide, maybe next time. Martello Tower, another one. Cleaner condition. see a couple of them along here. Yeah, the battle never ends. Looks like a lot of work. Fixing the wall. So it looks new actually. Must be close to finishing then, I guess, if this is the new wall. Hello Towers. Threat of invasion from France. Napoleon Bonaparte, all built between 1809. Right, there you go. I think I'm in the way of that one. So, yes, you can always look those up. Yeah, I didn't think they were Second World War vintage. Obviously used during the Second World War because they're just tall things you can stand on top and put an artillery gun on. But, yeah. Yeah, looks like they're mostly done with this. No idea when they started. That sign back there probably said. But yes, never ending battle. But yeah, you can see the new rocks out there as well they've dumped. Norwegian granite apparently. Bulk it all up. They've yet to have all the green scum growing on it significantly. Yeah, just a constant battle that we are ultimately going to lose. Even this stuff will rot eventually, fall to the sea over enough tens of thousands of years. And you will all be living in flying cities by then, that's it. Alright, must be coming up on J-Wake then. A name that does strike me with a little bit of trepidation, if I'm honest. Mind you, that whole dog attack, which was terrible, did happen in someone's own home, and it wasn't a runaway dog gone on a rampage, off the leash in a park or anything. It was... So yeah, not too worried as long as I just keep moving. Don't make eye contact with any dogs bigger than a pony, you know. Yeah, okay, maybe Jay what could do is use a little love. Got a lot of empty lots and dilapidation, I suppose is the word. Still head down, trudge on. Well, they got a nice sandy beach anyway. Yeah, I don't know, I've seen worse places, but not by the sea. I don't know, I can't and shouldn't judge, I don't know any of the context, but yeah. A lot of repairs needed and a lot of rebuilding. Right, so I saw a sign that said 40 minutes to Clacton Beach, Clacton Pier, so that was at least 10 minutes ago, so we're probably on track, probably doing well. Another half hour and I think we'll be on the old pier. Should be good, looking forward to that. Get my traditional ice cream. Tick another pier off the list. I mean, this is not so much a coast path, although the England coast path is perhaps one of the less expedient ways of seeing every pier in the country. But yeah, I had to put Clacton in my little scrapbook. I don't think we've seen a proper pier since Southend, and that was a proper pier. So yeah, we'll see what the delights are. Martello Town. I need to stop and have a moment, I think. What is it? It's 4:30, still quite hot. No clouds at all. Been reapplying the suntan and drinking lots of water, but yeah. Got to be careful, got to watch yourself, listen to your body's signs. Get into trouble in hot weather without enough water and so on. So yes, I might just sit down for a little bit and drink some, and then finish the triumphant last stretch. And there it is, journey's end. Well, for today anyway. Clacton-on-Sea pier, classic style, roller coaster, helter-skelter tower thing, some sort of theatre thing on the end. I don't know if it's still a theatre. Probably a fish and chips restaurant there somewhere. Yeah, good stuff. Let's crack on. Doing alright overall week-wise. I mean, I'd hope I was, because I've made it really easy on myself by having a hotel and a shower every evening, you know, and a bed, proper bed that I'm allowed to be in, you know, all that sort of thing, and much less weight as well, which is presumably all made things a lot easier. I mean, I'm feeling tired today, but I think in the overall, am I wearing myself out or have I injured myself stakes, I think I'm pretty good. I think I'm okay for the next 2 days, certainly. Should hope so. if I can't manage these 4 days of the plan I've got now, then yeah, I have to start questioning whether I can do this at all. I mean, single day trips once a year, you know, that's not going to do it. All okay so far though. Okay, you either need to just toughen up or make that bag lighter. There's stuff I could do to toughen up, I think. Do more regular pre-hikes, that kind of thing. Look into better socks. Chap I was talking to in the taxi this morning, he recommended a brand. I've forgotten it already, I'll have to try and rack my brains, but he's saying that he got this pair of socks and he's never had blisters with them, so I am interested. I think it's just sudden unexpected massive changes of weight that do it, I think. If I'd have like dieted enough to compensate for the extra weight beforehand, perhaps it would have felt like just a normal walk for me. I am a bit overweight. Anyway, let's not worry about all that. This is the day I've got, and there's the finishing post. So it's about 4:30 now. I've probably reached that by 5, I expect. It's about half an hour away, probably, a bit less. Shamble out onto it, get an ice cream, stick a flag in it, and then go back to my car and call today done. And then I'll be back here tomorrow morning again to start and go north. That's the deal. So far so good. This all looks a bit nicer, a bit more modern, good repair, shinier cars. Oh well. Yes, that's the other thing Clacton's famous for at the moment. Now, you in the future probably know all about this more than I do, because I'm still about 6 days ahead of the general election, so I don't know what's going to happen here, but basically your man Nigel Farage has decided to stand as an MP in Clacton. Leader of the UK Reform Party, formerly Brexit Party, formerly UK Independence Party, and yeah, 7 times MP attempter. So I have to be careful what I say when passers-by pass me by. But yeah, I don't know, maybe 8th time the charm. But yeah, so I'm not quite sure what the UK reform policies are. I think they don't think Brexit was Brexity enough, so they want to do more Brexit or something. I'm not sure, something about immigrants, often is. But yeah, I don't know, Clacton must have been a previously very safe Tory seat. They've not done very well lately, so people are generally quite anti them. I don't know, I suppose if I just wait longer I'll find out. But yeah, this place could have a new UK Reform Party MP this time next week. Is it Thursday? Next Thursday? I think it's next Thursday, yeah. It's only Tuesday now, so interesting times. There you go, you know you've reached civilization when you've got adventure golf. This is a place of substance. And yes, the pier. So close I can taste it, which is a bit weird because that's got to be about half a mile away still. Yeah, I've done alright today. Should be on time, I think, probably certainly before 6 o'clock by the time I've messed about on the pier and got an ice cream and had a sit and things. Trump my way back to the car. Should just about be there before the car park finishes. Although I honestly don't think it's going to close. I think I could just go in and drive off. Got the all-day ticket anyway. Good stuff. Just get another good side view before we get too close. Yeah, a classic of the type, I'd say. Medium kind of length. Old-fashioned stylings for modern touches. I don't know, I'll have to get out on it before I can give it a verdict. Here we are. Yeah, this week on the beach sunbathing and things. I mean, nothing says class like a sound system you have to wheel about like a little old suitcase, wheels and handle thing. Right, let's get on there. Clacton Pier. I am nearly in you. No, don't say that again, that was stupid. Gosh, there's a lot of tat through there. Kind of lost interest in amusement arcades when I got my first ZX Spectrum, to be honest. They've been the same since. power of an amusement arcade in my own living room, or bedroom, that turned out. Yeah, Jelly Ball Blast, or maybe Gelly Ball Blast. Not a theatre then. Jolly Roger restaurant on the end, good. Enough identifiable music to get a copyright strike on YouTube in the background, fantastic. Better stop for a minute. Yeah, it's the end of the pier off for me. Fantastic, another successful day in the bag, that much closer to Minehead again. Ugh, mind you, the adventure doesn't stop just because I've reached a pier. So this is the end of what would have been my backpack week if I'd have done the last 2 days after all. I'd have finished here and headed for a station over there, gone home. But this week I can continue with some bonus days. So that's the plan anyway. So tomorrow back here, get a bus here from Walton, and then basically carry on up the coast to Walton on the Naze, where my hotel is, and then round the Naze, which is the Sticky Outy Peninsula bit, in case you wondered, and then along to Kirby Lethorpe or something. I don't know, I forget the exact name. It's a small village a bit further west, around the end of the Naze. There's a big chunk of inland salt marshy islands and stuff that I'll need to work my way around, and then beyond there to Harwich. So it's 2 more days to go with this trip. And then who knows what happens next, because you know this largely seems to be working, this hotels and use the car and use it as a base of operations and day trip type situation. I could probably be doing this any time of the year I like. I'm not limited to you know, particular sorts of weather for the camping or whatever. I'll freeze to death if I decide to come out and do one of these in November. Might be harder to find hotels, but there'll be some. Travel lodges are always open. And I can wrap up warm for a day hike. I mean, I was doing Bradwell Power Station in, you know, in December, and Dengie Marshes in December, so it's more about day-to-day weather at that point rather than climatic seasons. I can't even see the power station from here now, that's good. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up for today, go and get an ice cream. All the shops are closed on here because it's like 5 o'clock on a weekday, but the pier itself's open, that's fine. I can go and find something, get a Magnum or whatever, then find the car, drive back to the hotel, chill for the rest of the day, and then I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ta-da! There we go, mission accomplished, all is well.